I don't know what direction John's pointed, and he probably didn't have the amplifier on. He's got to run to practice, but I got him on the list.
He's on the list. He's been checked in. Good enough. And good evening to you. Hope you had a good Memorial Day.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Went to a movie this morning with the wife, and then we went to the Olive Garden for lunch, and it was nice not having the kids around for a morning. But yeah, we're doing the old people thing where we're going for lunch dates instead of staying up late.
I'm just getting my Bluetooth set up here. Okay. Missed what you did at the end of the day.
Well, nothing really this afternoon, but yeah, just went to a movie this morning and got lunch and just kind of took it easy this afternoon. So yeah, it wasn't too bad of a Monday, and then back at it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how many people went to the movies this weekend. My grandson took his daughter to the movies. I don't know what the movie was, but something for kids, I think.
Well, there was a new Star Wars movie. Well, it's not a direct Star Wars movie, but it's in the same it's in the same universe. But yeah, so there was a movie that came out over the weekend that probably a lot of people went to go see.
Yeah, they never did get over here. I thought they were going to come over on Sunday. I thought they were going to be here Saturday. Tyler's wife came over Saturday, but nobody else did. And she finally went home. She said, "I don't know where they are. I can't get a hold of them." He had taken his daughter to the movies. So anyway, my weekend was filled with visitors, except today I don't think I had anybody here today. That was a different day. The other days we were busy and had visitors off and on. Kerry and his son-in-law came over yesterday evening about 5, and we had a nice chat for a while. Short chat, but a good one. And otherwise, what did I do today? I guess I worked in the yard until 3. Pulled weeds and pulled weeds and pulled weeds. The never-ending saga. But and then I relaxed for an hour, and then I watched some of the programs that are normally on that are my favorites. But they weren't. They were a little lackluster today. Everybody's filling in and doing the other things, and the news isn't. Nobody's tracking news on a moment-by-moment basis, and the only thing we're hearing about is stuff that's mundane, of course. Not that the Memorial Day comments are mundane. They're all good. Nice to hear that people still remember those who put their self on the line for us over the years. So that's a very important day from that standpoint. Anyway, nothing major. Other than that, I just had a little dinner here, and I'm sitting here with about 10 minutes to spare here. KSXUS and the group K6MYC.
Yeah, very good, Mike. Yeah, we had a decent turnout at the swap meet on Saturday. It did get a little toasty. It was getting kind of warm there at the end, but overall, decent gathering considering it was a 3-day weekend. I don't think we realized that it was Memorial Day weekend when we when we scheduled the swap meet. But I just know Ken was trying to avoid Hamvention and some of the other stuff he had scheduled for this month. But yeah, decent turnout. I didn't buy anything. Tom over there, KW6S, did give me a couple filters for 900 meg that I'm going to play with. I still haven't hooked them up to the Nano VNA to see where they're tuned, but I at least walked away with something, but I didn't spend any money, so that was good.
Yeah, well, that's something on my list to get going. And we've got the 902 stuff sort of put together here and functional, but the antenna's still not up on the mast. We've got some work to do there, and put 902 up there and to fix 1296 so I can quickly maneuver it on that tower for a while. And I don't have any power, but I can work a lot of people with 10 watts in the range that we're in here. So I'll try to get 1296 going here in the shack. It's functional. The radio's here. Feed line's hooked up, but it doesn't go any. Well, it goes up to the tower, but I think the antenna on the tower has to be repaired. It's got a bunch of bent elements. Something hit it. Bent about 6 elements sideways, so we got to get up there and fix that. And then at the same time we do that, we'll try to get up the 902 antenna. So that's all I know. I don't know who else is going to be in here this evening. I think everybody kind of wound down for the weekend, so I think we'll probably have a pretty good turnout, I hope. And we had wonderful turnout yesterday on 2 meters. I think Rob said we had 49 or something, or?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I kind of missed most of the net last night, but that's a great turnout for Sunday's net. But yeah, we'll see how many people are hung over from barbecuing or something. we'll see how many people make it to the radio. Most of us have to go to work tomorrow, so hopefully there'll be people around.
Yeah, I think we'll have a pretty good. Well, I think if we get 15 on 222, I think we'll be lucky, but so far everybody I talked to was going to be on. It looks like Tom's got his thing fixed. So we have Tom back in here, and that always helps. In fact, that's where I'm pointed right now. I'm pointed over at Tom. That's where we start the net. There's no reason to point down south because if Ralph's in there, he won't come up to this frequency, and I think Ken and some of the others usually go down to 090 and work Ralph. I think Ken does that. I think A6S and WA6AAJ have gotten rid of their 220 stuff, so I could do it, but it's hard for me to switch frequencies, as you know. K6US, K6MYC, looking for anybody that wants to check in on the 222 net. Nobody's here yet.
Eventually we'll have 220 remotable down there on the hilltop, and it'll be interesting to see if we hear anybody down there, or if I can check in with Ralph or anything. But that's a future project. But it'll be well. I think John's already got everything he needs. He just has to take it down there and hook it up. So, and I know for the contest he should have 902 sideband down on the hill, and then I'm hoping to be able to work them. So we'll see. Ken still has the transverter. I had him checking it over. He said he was only getting about 6 watts out of it, and he was trying to see what else he could do to eke a little bit more power out of it. But he said when I gave it to him, it was only putting out a couple watts, so it definitely needed some tuning. So it's so the transverter that you let me borrow is over at Ken's house, getting a checkup from the doctor. K6MYC, K6US.
Yeah, was that an old microwave module? Someone, a black one?
It was silver, but it was down east microwave.
Oh, okay. Well, that's odd that it would be off in power. There's not much to tune up in those things. I don't understand why it was down and how he was able to get the power up. I can't imagine what happened to it. I don't know. Maybe it was because I don't even know where I got the damn thing now that I remember. I got it at a swap meet, I guess, and I picked it up, and I got it from Tom. That's where it came from. I think that's where I got the thing from Tom. The one that's here, I've got 902 something or other here, and I don't know where I got that one either. Maybe I got that one from Tom too. Where did the one that you have that I gave you? Where, did I tell you where I got it?
I can't remember. I just know you had it sitting on a shelf for a while. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And of course, my long-term plan, if I can figure out a solution for my receive noise at this location, I'll probably just eventually get, one of the Q5 signal units that can do, 25 or 50 watts or something like that. But I don't want to make that investment until I solve the receive problem. That band is so stinking noisy down here in town.
Yeah. Okay. I imagine that noise overall is going to be the demise of any real serious stuff that anybody's going to do on 902.
Yeah, and that's I'm going to play with these filters that Tom gave me, but of course, I probably can't put a bunch of power through them, or I'll have to design a bypass circuit for the transmit side. Or the other thing I was thinking of is trying to get a hold of a set of cans for a 900 meg repeater, because the 900 meg cans aren't that big, and if I could tune a set of repeater cans to just be on the sideband frequency and block everything else out, I think it would help a ton. But I'll have to keep searching for a set of filter cans and then see if I can throw them in the closet somewhere. But that's long-term plans.
Those are called cavities.
Exactly.
Yeah. You call them cans, nobody's even going to know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, there's usually three of them, and they are quite effective. I'm sure that will help your out-of-band crushing noise. Now, in-band stuff, nobody's going to be able to do anything about except for antenna directivity and so on. So you got to figure out where that noise is coming from. Can you see it on the spectrum, or have you looked?
It's pretty much everywhere, and I'll have to do some more experimenting. But yeah, and I know it's coming from the antenna, because if I unplug the antenna and put a 50 ohm load on the transverter, it's perfectly quiet. So it's totally just a problem with just all the junk and all these people's houses around here. And I got a bunch of stuff in this house that's also running on 900, so I'm sure I'm contributing to my own noise.
Oh, really? I didn't know they were running on 900, anything in the house. What the hell would be on 900?
All of my smart switches. So I have replaced all the light switches in this house with smart switches, and they use a protocol called Z-Wave, and Z-Wave uses unlicensed 900 meg, and it's a mesh protocol, relatively low power, but every single light switch in my house is on 900.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep, but there's a lot of stuff that uses that band, because if you're below the power limits, it's license free. That's why a lot of old baby monitors and cordless phones and all kinds of random stuff worked on that band.
That's funny. I never had anything that worked up on 902. Okay, well, I'm just behind the times, I guess. I'm sorry to hear about this. What do you call your light switches again?
They're Z-Wave. Yeah, Z-Wave is the name of the protocol. That's the consumer-facing name for it. But yeah, it's a mesh protocol that my light switches. I also have sensors on the doors. I have sensors on the windows. So it's part of my home automation and security system for the house.
Why would it be hooked into the lights? That's crazy. Okay, well, if you've got it everywhere else other than the lights, what do you do with the lights? Can you turn them on remotely? Is that the point?
Yes. Yeah, I have one of those Amazon speakers that you can yell out, and I can tell it to turn the kitchen lights on or turn the hall lights on. But also, it's connected to our phones, and if we leave the house, it shuts all the lights off, and when we come home, it turns on certain lights. So it's just part of my home automation system, and making sure that we don't leave the house with stuff running. So I've over the 11 years of living here, I've systematically gone through and replaced every single light switch in this house. But of course, I did that before I was contemplating trying to operate 900 meg here. So, but one of the things I'll have to try is, shutting my breaker panel off and see if that makes the noise go down. But it's entirely possible that it's not being created by me and it's, just from the environment. But we'll find out. And with that, it's now 7:30, so you'll have to go see if Tom's over there. K6NYC, K6US.
Well, Tom usually isn't looking for us right at 7:30. Are you, Tom?
I figured I'd give him a chance to surprise you.
Yeah. Well, does the transverter work into your 9700?
Yes. Yeah, the IF is on 2 meters.
So you could look at the noise. You should be able to see the noise. If the noise is on frequency, you're dead in the water.
Well, it's broadband noise. It's broadband. It's just the entire noise floor of the band is super high. It's not just the frequency I'm trying to operate on. It's the whole stinking bottom part of the band.
Oh, that's terrible. The FCC made a big mistake with that one.
Yeah, and it's a weird band that it's just like this one. There's only so many countries that have, and I think 900's even worse. There's less countries with access to 900, and they basically just turned it into a playground and let everybody operate up there.
Yeah, bummer. Okay, QR said Bozo Net, K6MYC, and the listening group here, K6MYC, taking check-ins. I'm overwhelmed, or underwhelmed, as the case may be.
Well, it's a good thing I got 220, or otherwise you'd have nobody to talk to. It's pretty quiet sometimes.
Rob should be in here pretty soon, shouldn't he?
Yes, once he's done with his net, I'm currently keeping the roll call for him, and then I'll relay the list to him when he gets on frequency.
Oh, does he have an Aries net on Mondays? Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I moved the antenna more up into the Bay Area, looking for Fred, KD6SOK, or Jim, W6WB6JNN, or whoever. I think that's you, Fred. You got to give me some more signal. You're extremely weak. Over.
Yeah, that sounded like Fred, but man, that's weak.
Yeah, give us a long call, Fred. Something's wrong. You're not coming in at all here.
That's all I got to here. Paul,
Okay, that wasn't a long enough call. I got you, but I don't have you peaked yet. Fred, I must have a calibration problem here. I'm copying in a very weird direction, so please just give me about 30 seconds of chatter, please. Over.
Okay, so I don't know what you're saying. Let me see. I've ever heard you. It's almost like you're running 10 watts or something. Anyway, let's see. Not much. Just very windy today. So that was nice. At least it wasn't hot. It's probably hot on the coast. Let's see if that helps you out. Turnaround. My antenna's fixed, so I can't move my antenna at all. It's always been in one location, and that's it. Heck, you might be successful. Okay.
I think you sent it back to me. Did you? I didn't hear you send it back with calls. Did you send it back with call signs or just stop talking?
I've been talking for over a minute now, so you're not thinking me up. Okay, I'm going to say 7-3 because this isn't working tonight. 7-3, Mike, 86. Okay, good night.
No, just bear with me, Fred. Just don't get all panicky here. The conditions are okay. It's me. I'm having trouble getting you in the right direction here. It's just the conditions are okay. You're okay now. I got you readable and Q5, but the band is up and down, and it's difficult to get a peak when you've got heavy QSB going on at the same time you're trying to peak on a signal. You just have to be patient. KD6 SOK. This should be right on you now. Okay, 6 MYC. Seven 3, Fred.
Whiskey India Sugar, Placerville.
Yeah, okay, 6 Whiskey India Sugar. I hear you. Okay, Paul, not real strong, but I have to peak on you, as you know, to get the peak. So, I just can't seem to make an impression on Fred. How hard is it to just stay with me until I find a peak? We got odd conditions here, and I'm getting him in a weird direction, so I was trying to sort that out. But if he won't stay on, I can't do it. And then he thinks the conditions are no good because my signal's going up and down. Well, no crap. Okay, anyway, good evening, Paul. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6 MYC. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC and the group of K6WIS. I just had a QSO with Fred, KD6SOK in the Bay Area, and the signal wasn't quite as strong as it was before. He was about a 5x2, but it was pretty steady for me, no problem. And I see your antenna pointing position is quite to the far end and north of the bay, and I'm getting you best there. When you were pointed to the south end, I could only get you S2, but then you were peaking up at S5 when you pointed just north of the bay, over.
Well, I'm at 300 degrees right now, and I think that's off by about 5. I'm probably up at 305 to 310. But I can't read it exactly. It's 30 something. Anyway, I've got good signal on you now, Paul, and I assume you're the only one that you have on your list, right?
Yes, your signal strength is S5 now. Beautiful signal. I'd like to relay check-ins for the Clear Lake folks, Clear Lake stations, KA6OSX and N1PPP, over.
Okay. 336 and 160. We got you. Thank you very much for checking those guys in, Paul. How was your weekend, over?
It was just a beautiful weekend weather-wise. I was getting some old dead pine trees cut down and storing them up into logs for firewood, and then hauling that up the hill here. I've got about nearly 100 feet to haul it up, so I did a trick and rolled them down onto the road, the access road below, and used my truck to pick them up and then haul them up to the hill, over.
Oh, yeah. Some heavy physical labor. Hopefully you didn't hurt yourself in the process, over.
No, I'm fine, and it's a good exercise work, over.
Yes, it is. It is good exercise as long as you don't strain your back or something. Okay, very good. Well, nice signal now. You're just solid. So there's no QSB on you now. I had QSB on Fred, and I'm also dealing with a situation where I can barely see where I'm pointing because I can't see the readouts anymore. So basically, you're working with a blind guy on this side, and it's to give me a little bit of a latitude on taking a little longer than normal. I'm sorry he's so short on time. I'm sure he's got 4,000 other things to do there. Good God. Okay. Anyway, I'm happy that he at least was there. Anyway, I think we should have Jim in here unless Jim is off doing something with the family. WB6JNN, and of course the other Jim should be here as well. I talked to him, and he's getting better. He had a little incident after his heart operation, and the leg that they went in and did the work through, they go in through that artery in your groin, and it sometimes causes some problems. And his leg swelled up a little bit, so he's having trouble going up and down the stairs. His ham shack is upstairs, so he didn't check in for about 3 days last week. And but he's in there now, and he said he's okay on the stairs now that things are improving, and the swelling in the leg is going down and all that stuff. Anyway, so we still have a few more to hear. Hopefully, get checked in here. I don't know if I'll hear Russ K6KLY. Usually busy with social activities. Back to you, Paul, and then we'll take a standby and see if there's anybody else. So I'm pointed way far north, so I'm not sure. I may have to move back a little bit to hear WB6JNN and PQL. K6 Whiskey India Sugar K6MYC.
Yes, K6MYC. This is K6WIS Placerville. Yeah, your signal's holding strong, S5, and from the stream on YouTube, I see your antenna heading at 307 degrees, which is north of the Bay Area right now, so maybe there's a calibration error, because, yeah, maximum signal strength for me, and it might be optimum for Jim PQL. And thanks for the news from Jim PQL. I'm glad he is recovering from the heart surgery, and I wish him all the best. And let's see if he's out there. W6PQL, this is K6WIS. Come inside, Jim.
Yeah, hi, Paul. I'm here. I got the antenna kind of right between you and Mike. I had to move it just a little bit so that I would get you off the atomic null, and you're about 5 and 7 now. And I'm feeling okay. It's been almost 3 weeks since I had the surgery, and after about 10 days or so, I had some swelling in the right leg that's gone down and gets a little bit better each day. So I'm just about over all the discomfort that resulted from that. But anyway, feeling good. Back to you.
Yeah, you're loud here.
Thanks, Jim. I'm glad you're feeling good and recovering from your surgery there. That's good news, and I hope that everything goes well. Yeah, we're in retirement mode here now since the beginning of April, and so I'm figuring out what to do with all my extra time here. So anyway, I'll better maybe pass it back to Mike at Net Control there. This is Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar Placerville 73, guys.
Okay, very good, Paul. And we'll look for you, if you can stick around, we'll look for you in a few minutes on the direct path and see what that looks like tonight as well. So there you go. Anyway, very strong signal here, Jim. You're pounding in here even though I'm pointed way funny tonight. I don't know whether this system has gone out of calibration or what here, but I'm at 307 degrees. Normally at 287 is the normal peak for you, so that's 20 degrees. So I don't know how it could be off 20, but so there's some shift maybe, and then there's some error on top of it. But it was giving me trouble trying to get Fred peaked in because I'm having real trouble reading my readouts now. See, I didn't know I was on 307. I could see 30 something, but I can't see the last two letters. I'm very lucky if I can read any two letters close together. I have trouble reading. In this case, I could tell there was a 3 there and a 0, but I couldn't see the next one. So that's my limitation, but it makes me struggle a little bit as I'm going back and forth. I'm not exactly sure if I'm returning back to the number that I thought I saw the peak on. Anyway, you're sounding really good. So it sounds like you're also feeling better. Hopefully you had a good weekend and relaxing. Did you get together with any of the family over?
Okay, I think you're probably looking for me, Mike. I'm going to give you a little bit of chatter here. You need to come a little bit more towards San Francisco. Come back a little bit more towards San Francisco, and I think you'll probably have me. You're a little bit, there you go, right about there. That should be pretty good. All righty, let's see if I can hear you now. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Oh, it's just a band. I had to go back. He faded out completely on me when I went to 290 something over.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're probably in that period of time during the evening when it's not too good. I'm going to go ahead and go up to 110 in a couple of minutes, so I won't keep it long here, and see if Santa Barbara's in there tonight. But you're about 5 and 7 now. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, I'm copying you fine. I never had any loss of signal, but you were dropping down a little bit there when I went back down toward the 200s here. I'll probably have to go back just a little bit to get Jim. Would you call and see if you can get Jim, WB6JNN, in here, and then I'll peek on him over?
Yes, but I'll have to take my antenna off of you to do that. I have Jim in that null. So stand by just a moment. All right, let's see, WB6JNN. Okay, Mike, I don't think Jim is in here just yet, so we'll try him later.
Okay, well, we'll look for you when you come back. Hopefully you work 52 tonight. Anybody else in the Bay Area, please? K6MYC, Bozo Net, 222, over. See you in a little bit, Jim. K6MYC, I'm going to go up and get N6RO maybe here.
Roger, roger.
This should be N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. Now see, I get into this mode and he doesn't hear me at all. N6RO, N6RO, K6MYC. N6RO, N6RO, K6MYC. N6RO, N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. Over. Okay, anybody else in this direction? K6MYC 222 Bozo.
KM6 SRR number 432 and 1200 KN6 UKN.
Okay, and I'm sure Aaron's got the list for you. There's about 8.
Yes, I've got it. Thanks, KM6 SR.
Okay, got you, 432 and 1200. How was your Aries net?
Oh, it was good. We had quite a few visitor check-ins for once. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, last night you were listening, I'm sure, when we had NH6V check-in. That was knocked me off the shelf. I never knew his call. He's had 2 or 3 different calls there. That's Rob Van Geen, who came over with Dave the other day. But I didn't know what his call was, so he calls in from Dave's location, and he's pounding in, of course, as Dave always does here. So that was kind of strange, but that was a visitor that we weren't expecting. But now we have a new one, 1266, right?
Roger on that. 1266 is in our log. And let's see, we had on the chat, we had the guy up in Oregon talking to us and waiting for you to point your way.
Well, I did talk to the the Redding guys. They didn't mention him. I talked to both of them, and they had pretty good signals. They weren't bodacious, but they were pretty good signals. So I was pointed up that way. But if I heard at ECW, I might have confused it with Richard's CW. Although I usually get enough of Richard to know who I'm listening to, numbers and parts of calls or parts of his Bozo number or something. Anyway, good evening, Rob. Still pointing toward let me go into Sacramento here. I'm still pointing toward N6RO. You want to give N6RO a call? You might have a chance. He keeps claiming week after week that he doesn't hear me. Over.
Yeah, I don't have my smoke hooked up, but I'm pointed everywhere, so a couple of hole loops. N6RO, Ken, you on tonight for the 222 Bozo Net? N6RO, KM6SR with K6MYC, standing by. I'm not hearing anything, Mike. Once in a while I can hear him, but not necessarily always.
Yeah, I'm not hearing him either. So I'll go up and make the loop, and then I'll come back and look for Jim. He should be working W6QIW now, so hopefully we'll hear 52 come through on CW after a bit. And let me go into Sacramento here. There's the KJ6KFB wouldn't be in because he hasn't got the transverter fixed yet after 4 or 5 months of being broken. And how about KO6KD? Bill, are you here? KO6KD, K6MYC.
Yeah, Mike, I think I barely heard you out there. K6MYC. K6MYC, KO6KD, Bozo 776, over.
Oh, you're very loud, so I don't know what's wrong there. KO6KD, K6MYC, over.
Oh, okay, there we go. Now I hear you just fine. Yeah, you popped way up there. Okay, very good. I hear you great. Didn't hear anybody today, but maybe tomorrow.
You mean on 40 meters?
Yeah, I didn't hear anybody on 40. I think I heard Mark for just a minute or whatever, but it was about 9:30, I guess. I finally shut everything off. So anyway, but good to hear you out here tonight, and I hear you just fine now. Whatever I did or whatever, I hear you great now. Over.
Now, what time did you say you worked, Mark?
I never said a word. I only heard him a couple of times. I got there about 7:45 and stuck around till about 9:30, and I think I heard him once or twice.
Well, I had a long chat with him, so I don't know what you were doing. He was working. Phil and Charlie. He said they weren't strong, but he was copying everybody fine, and he was being heard okay.
Well, that's I wasn't hearing anybody else, so I wasn't about to go jumping in there and just muddying up the waters, making one guy be the only one that anybody can hear. And so anyway, I just I didn't say anything, but anyway, that's it. So I hear you fine now. So I don't know what the problem was on my end, but I hear you great now. Hopefully you're hearing me, and yeah, Darren has not fixed the transverter yet, so yeah, well, anyway, he probably never will.
Well, yeah, it's too bad that he can't get that done. I don't know, has he got all the pieces now? Has he got all the parts he needs?
They don't know what's wrong with it now, so they don't know what parts to get, and so yeah, he can buy another one for $110 online, so he just go out and buy another one for heaven's sakes. But yeah, whatever. John, he's got everything pretty well set up right now. He just needs the transverter for the 736. He's trying to get a microphone for his 736. He doesn't seem to have a microphone that works on it, and the one that he does have is a headset, and it's got very, very pinched audio. So he's trying to come up with some sort of an adapter cable that he's going to make the get his Kenwood desk microphone to work on the Yaesu radio. And I don't know. I guess I just do things differently than everybody else. Over.
Or you different than what he's doing?
I would get a Yaesu microphone for a Yaesu radio.
Why doesn't he do that?
Like I said, he just doesn't do things the way I do things. Not to say that that's a criticism on anything he's doing, but he wants to. Anyway, I'm just simply letting you know he's waiting for looking for a 220 transverter. Oh, not transverter. What is it? A module for a 736, and he's trying to get the microphone wired up. And everything he's done so far just produces a very loud hum and other things. So that's the story here. That's the update. So I'll let you go, and we'll look for you on 6 meters here in a few minutes if the band holds up.
So he doesn't have the 222 transverter for the 736 either?
No, he does not have the module for the 736.
Well, he's going to pay almost as much for the module as if he would just go to Q5 Signal and buy a transverter. Over.
Pay that much.
I doubled with you. I thought you were done. I said he would be better off to just. He's going to pay almost as much or more for a 220 module because they're as rare as hen's teeth. He'd be better off just going to Q5 Signal and getting it transferred. Over.
Yeah, he thought about doing that, but anyway, this is the way he went. And quite frankly, after dealing with the transverter that I'm dealing with now, I'd much rather have a radio, an actual radio that does 220. There's another fellow up here who's got a line on one of the ICOM 220 all modes. They're very, very expensive, but he's thinking about purchasing that. So we may get a couple of the guys on the band here for you here, hopefully at some point in time. But for right now, I'm on your gut, along with Paul up there in the foothills. That's it. So I'll get out of the way, and we'll look for you on 6.
Oh, wait a minute now. We haven't finished. What transverter do you have that you're not happy with on 220?
I just don't like the idea of transverters. I don't have a direct frequency readout. I'm always having to interpolate where I'm at. I have there's always things that you have to do versus having an actual radio that is designed for the band. I just don't like it. It's hodgepodge. I don't like doing it. I have the Ukrainian, the top of the line Ukrainian with the TXCO module and all that in there, so it does not drift. It's fairly accurate. It's pretty close, but I just don't care for that. I don't like doing that. Because see, even now I have a problem in order to key the transverter because I have a problem with the 7610. I have to reach over and manually touch the keying lead to ground it up, to key the transverter, to then key the amplifier. Then I got to key the radio. It's just a hodgepodge of crap, and I'd much rather have like the 9700. It's got 2 meters in it. It's got 432. I'd much rather have a 220 radio than going through this transverter nonsense. Over.
Okay. Well, the ICOM 1271 is what you're looking for, what he's looking for, and that the last price I heard on was about $1,200. They're like hen's teeth. They're very much in demand, so they demand a very high price. They're not worth it. And getting the 736 going. Is he having trouble finding a 220 module, or has he found one but doesn't want to pay the price?
A little bit of both. First off, John's not looking for the ICOM. There's another gentleman that I know up here who is. But John, he's looking for the 220 module for the 736, and I think he found one, and they wanted close to $500 for it, which is more than he wants to pay.
Well, that's right. That's why I say you're better off just going to get a down east microwave transverter and be done with it. The down east microphone is going to cost you about the same, but you end up with a very, very stable transverter, and it puts out more power than the 220 module for the 736, and it's much more stable and much more modern. So, and just run it into the 9700. It's not a problem keying wise with the 9700. That's what he has, doesn't he?
Yes, he has a 9700, and but there again, you're back to. I don't like transverters because there again, you're not going to have a radio that's going to show 222.100 on it. It's going to be 144.100 or whatever it is, and you got the transverter. I don't want it. I don't like it. So that's just that's my way of looking at it. So anyway, but and it's I've got other options here, other things problems I'm having with. So anyway, enough said. If John comes up with one for his 736 that he can afford, then that'll be fine. But I'm concerned. He's having a lot of difficulty just getting a microphone for it. So I'm kind of wondering what other problems he would have had if he went the transverter route. Over.
Yeah, and he's working with a 30-year-old radio.
Yeah, but I mean, how tough is it to wire a microphone up?
Also, you can see a readout of 222.1. Is that it? Holy crap. Come on, Bill. Your head's inside out. Anyway, I'll let you go. You can do it whatever way you want, but I would not recommend that to John in any way, shape, or form. I have two of the Q5 signal down east microwave transverters. They're seamless. They're absolutely perfect keying and normal keying, and all the normal stuff is normal. And I do use 146.1 as the 222.1 frequency, but if you can't make that conversion, it's not like you're zooming around the band on the HF. For God's sake, you're sitting on one frequency. Who gives a crap what it says? Over.
Well, I've come very close to having a 220 radio with this. On the 7610, when I go to transverter mode, it turns on and it automatically switches the 7610 to transverter mode. And the frequency display that I have, it says 22. But I'm able to get a direct readout on the 7610. When I'm in transverter mode, I just have to remember to put the first two in front of it. So, for instance, if it's here 24.06, well, 224.06. So it's not like I'm taking 28.06 or 29.0. Yeah, it's nothing like that. It actually is giving me the frequency. I just have to add the first two. So this is as close as I'm ever going to have to an actual 220 radio. Over.
Again, you're not like zooming around on a whole bunch of different frequencies, and who cares if you don't know what the first 2 megahertz are? It's immaterial for what you're going to do with it on the band. But anyway, sounds like the 7610 at least gets you halfway there. There are other radios on the market that do the transverter and put in any frequency you want, I think, but I just don't know what they are. Because I've never had any interest in doing it that way or being concerned about it. Anyway, whatever. I would highly recommend that he just quit fiddling around with old crap, get something good that's very stable, and be done with it. And the transverter and using it with the 9700, you've got all the nice stability in the 9700, and the Q5 signals are just stable as a rock. I turn them on early, but I don't have to, and I don't ever hear them drifting at all. I can put a carrier on, and they don't move. They just come up and run. They're just really, really stable. I've got an old one that was made by Down East and then upgraded by them, the Q5 signal, and I've got a new one, Q5 signal, and they work virtually identical. All right, 7-3, and we'll look for you on 6 meters in a few minutes here. KO6KD, K6MYC. Anybody else in this direction for the Bozo Net, over?
Yep, Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar, direct pass here.
Yeah, give us a little more chatter and I'll bring the antenna up your way, Paul.
Yeah, okay, Mike, and good evening there, Bill. You, KO6KD, you are 5x3 to 5x4. Good solid signal, Bill.
Yeah, this is direct now.
Yeah, hello, Paul. I've got the pointed towards the mic, so it's a little weak for me, but I hear you quite well. It's really nice to hear you here, Paul. Hope you had a good holiday. Keep it 680.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. KO6KD from K6WIS. Yep, you're 5x3 to 5x4 with a bit of QSP. You're almost off the back of the beaten here. You managed to, in Roseville, there's a heading of about 280 degrees for me, and I'm pointed at 155 now degrees towards Mike there. So I'm surprised I'm getting a signal at all off of you. But anyway, nice to hear you there, Bill. 73 is over.
Yep, but it's reached you, Paul, and I just moved the antenna slightly and brought you up quite well. So nice to hear you out here, and we'll talk to you again over. This is K6WIS from KO6K.
Roger, 52.
Yeah, okay, 73 is there, Bill. K6WIS clear back to net control.
Yeah, very strong here. A little stronger here by 2 or 3 S units. Paul, great signal here. And I'm hearing Bill in here. Bill's about Q4 with the antenna moved over toward Placerville there. And I heard 52 come through, so Jim did work QIW down in Santa Barbara there. So put Q52 on your list there, Rob. Back to you, Paul. Thanks for giving us a direct path check here. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC, Bozo Net 222.
Yeah, good evening again, Mike. K6MYC from K6.
What time is it, Rob?
Yeah, you're peaking S9 with some QSP.
It's 8:07.
Okay.
It's actually pretty good. Not as bad QSP as previous direct path meetings we've had there, Mike. So I'm pretty happy with the signals there. And transferters on 222, I'm using a Q5 signal one right now. Probably the same model as yours, and I got it with a 10 megahertz reference lock on it on the clock there, so it's pretty stable. And prior to that, I had a Down East microwave 222, which is on the shelf right now. And prior to that, I started off with a Ukrainian transverter with a very wonky, not stable oscillator clock on it, over.
Okay, why don't you pass those other 2 transverters on to other people? The stability of the Ukrainian can be fixed. PQL's got a board that fixes that, over.
Okay, so Jim PQL has a new clock board which we can put inside a Ukrainian, the original Ukrainian transverter. Is that it, over?
I don't know what the fix is, but it seems to work.
Right, maybe it's a temperature control oscillator or something, over.
Yeah, I think that's more of it. It's a simple circuit. They still drift a little bit, but it's not bad, particularly for contests and whatever little work you're going to do on 222. It drifts a little bit when you first turn it on, but not a big deal. And some are better than others. But you should pass it on to somebody. Give it to KJ6KFB. He's got one that's broken and he can't figure out what's wrong with it. Let him use yours until he gets his fixed, over.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea there, Mike. I should offer it to Darren, the KJ6KFB. And this original Ukrainian transverter I've got, you can't even adjust the clock oscillator. There's no trim capacitor there at all. And so it was always about 1.9, 1.6 kilohertz off. So I had to tune my radio to that offset, over.
I understand. I think that Tim's thing fixes that, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what all it does. Ken has one, but you could also talk to Jim PQL, and he could tell you what it does for it. But get it to Darren. and let Darren work it out. Maybe he's already got the stability in the one that he has, so that may be easy. And then the down east microwave one is the same as your Q5 signal, unless it's real old. They're virtually identical. Over.
Yeah, well, the main board is different. It's a lot larger board on the down east microwave one. The main board is larger and bigger. The Q5 signal one is much more compact. So it's totally different as far as the construction goes, huh?
Now, that may be. I have one of each, and I can't tell the difference from the outside. Except one's black and one's silver. Over.
The Q5 signal one is only about half the length of the down east microwave one, over.
You took a little fade and then you jumped back up. Maybe you weren't looking at the microphone or something. Say it again.
Yeah, so the Q5 signal transmitter is about half the length of the down east microwave transmitter, over.
Okay, well, maybe you've got a real old down east microwave transmitter, but I wouldn't worry about it. I'd go ahead and sell it off to somebody and get somebody else on 220 here. A lot of people are always looking for 222 equipment to get on. They just it's harder to find, but you don't need it even as a backup. You wouldn't use it. You could use it, but I don't think you're ever going to have any problem with your Q5 signal unit. I've got two of them, as I said. One's a down east microwave, but I can't. When you set them side by side, the only difference is the color. There may be differences inside, but they're physically exactly the same size, same case and everything. One's black, one's silver. All right, 7-3, and maybe you can contact Darren and get him going again on 220 here. Thank you, Paul. K6WYS, the group K6MYC, going to the Nevada area quickly and then going over to 6 meters.
Okay, 73's Mike and 73's Bill. This K6WIS clear on 222.
Anybody else while I'm pointed this way before we go to Nevada, K6MYC? Nothing heard. Let me go up to Nevada here. Okay, let's see, KE7UQL, K6MYC.
This is 272. This is 272. KE7UQL, over.
Okay, very good, Daniel. Good to hear you. Not super strong, but I may not be pointed right at you. Anyway, good signal. And I don't know whether Rob's copying you or not. Rob, jump in if you hear him. KM6SRR, K6MYC. Oh, I don't hear Rob now.
All right, I didn't jump in, Mike, because I'm not hearing him except for on the stream. That doesn't count.
Okay. Okay, well, you could jump in enough to say you don't hear him. That's all I was waiting for. All right. Anyway, Daniel, good evening to you. And thank you very much for coming up on 222. Just about finished. We're going to go back to the area, the Bay Area, for quick late checks and mist, and then we'll be done here. Good evening to you, Daniel, and hopefully you had a good Memorial Day weekend there. KE7UQL, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KE7UQL. Okay, we'll look for you tomorrow. We'll be on 1296. Even though I'm not conversational, even though I'm marginal, we'll still try to check in. We'll bid you good evening, KE7UQL 73.
Yeah, very good. Well, you're certainly armchair copy here tonight. No problem. Thank you, and we'll look for you tomorrow on 1296. Sometimes it's conversational, but it only lasts about a minute. One of these days you'll have some power there for that band. 73's KE7UQL, K6MYC. Good evening, Daniel.
Good night.
Okay, QRZ Bay, Bozo Net 222, QRZ K6MYC. Aiming toward N6RO, 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 K6MYC, N6RO, N6RO. Anybody hearing N6RO, K6MYC, over. Has anybody heard N6RO on the band here tonight? something. Say it again.
Net is on frequency.
Say it again, Jim.
WB6JNN.
Yeah, I say WB6JNN. Jim's on frequency now. You just need to bring your antenna south a little bit more.
Okay, good. I heard Jim in there. And you're not hearing N6RO either, right?
No, I'm not hearing Ken at all.
Okay. Well, he keeps telling me that he listens on the band and he doesn't hear anybody. I keep telling you don't have an antenna if you don't hear anybody. There's people that you should hear no matter where you're pointed, one of which is you, over.
Well, I'd probably have to point up his way for that to happen. Either that or we have to do a reflection type thing. You're talking about Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if I'm pointed at you, he's not going to hear me unless he moves his antenna off to some bounce path thing.
Well, you hear him when you're pointed down this way, don't you?
WB6JNN.
Good evening, Jim. WB6JNN. Happy Memorial Day to you, over.
Yeah, okay. Good. That's...
Something going wrong, Jim. You're only getting 2 words and then it quits, over.
Okay, well, I'll try again here. WB6JNN. I was working Alaska on the satellites, so the time zones, they're not normally there, so I didn't quite make the time you were here.
Okay. I'm trying to get a peek on you, but you're not staying on long enough for me to get a peek on you, and there's a lot of QSB, so it's difficult to get a peek on you there, Jim. But I'm copying 100% except for when I go way off with the antenna. Anyway, good to hear you. Okay, I'm working Alaska and letting the net go by you. Hi. Thanks for checking in here anyway. You're the only one I think that we missed in the Bay Area except for K6KLY, and he hardly ever gets in here anymore. Anyway, WB6JNN. Hopefully you had a good one. K6MYC.
Okay, well, you're at 7 to 9, depending. And, yeah, 73, the wife was in here, so I need to go take care of whatever she's got going on there. WB6JNN.
Okay, good luck with that, Jim, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow on 1296 there. Thanks for being there on 220. Thanks for remembering. Hi. We're not doing too bad. We got close to, we're going to close to 20 anyway. We won't quite make 20, I don't think, but we're getting there. Thank you. 73 K6MYC going down to KW6 Sugar. KW6S, KW6 Sugar, K6MYC. KW6S, K6MYC. Oh boy, we're missing Tom in there. I don't know why. He said he would be there. He was a little bit iffy about 1296, but he said tonight he would be here. KW6 Sugar or K6MYC. Anybody else in the Bay Area, please? Anybody late checks or missed? Over. Well, I guess that's it, Rob. I guess that's all we're going to get. I thought sure we'd have Tom in here. I don't know where he is. He must have forgot. KM6SRR. Now we go over to 6, K6MYC, starting in Nevada.
Okay, Mike. Did you try again for Ken up there in Oakley?
Yeah, so I was calling, and I came back across him, and I asked anybody else if they were hearing him, and nobody's hearing him either. I called right on the frequency, right on the heading that he should be at, over.
Yeah, roger that. Okay.
I mean, even if he just made a sound, I could hear him. Even if I was off, I can hear him for 20 or 30 degrees of antenna movement. He's always loud if he's on.
Yep. Yeah, I hear him sometimes too, even with my setup. He must have issues.
Yeah, but he doesn't believe me.
Well, he's got to depend on his engineer guys to figure this stuff out.
Yeah, that's why we need a beacon on 222, don't we?
Well, you know this guy, BBS, tell him to get with it.
Well, he doesn't have one. He doesn't have a 220 transmitter.
Well, I understand he's pretty crafty. He should make one up.
Yeah, between the back, he only gets down here one day a week for work. Then he hurts himself. He's back at the chiropractor again today and tomorrow. Over.
Okay. Did he finally call you and let you know?
Yeah, today.
Okay. Yeah, I feel real bad for Tony. I was wondering if there's something I can do to help Tony out.
Well, I think Frank is close to finishing up all the requirements and commitments that he had. My weed whacker lady, Amanda, bought a trailer, and but she bought it from a person that said it has to be moved by yesterday's afternoon at 3 o'clock. The land had been sold, and the buyer wanted everything off the property by 3 o'clock yesterday. You know, of all the stupid commitments, you know, but it made Frank go crazy, and he got a guy over, and they had to fabricate a new hitch for the trailer because it had been bent and banged up, and they had to cut the old hitch off and put a new one on a 30-foot trailer, for Christ's sake. He needs to do that like a hole in the head, but it took them hours to do it along with the other guy, and they welded it all up, and then they hauled it off to the next property next door. But in the process, of course, he had to put blocks under it because he wasn't able to park it on a level spot, and went in one place or another. He hurt his back again, so he's back at the chiropractor again today.
Oh boy, yeah, Amanda didn't say anything about that today. She was over here doing some weed whacking for me.
Yeah, okay, good. Did you tell her to weed whack lower?
Yeah, and she said, oh yeah, and then I looked, and I don't think she went any lower.
Now maybe she doesn't know what low is.
Well, I told her, I said, you know, you got to get down to the dirt. I said, I know when I do it, I get stones flipped up at me, and it's kind of a pain, but we're close to the house. I don't want any fire creeping along in the low burnables, so that's why I do that.
Yeah, well, you may be going overkill. I mean, if you get the scrubs down to little nubs of grass, even though they're still grass, they're 3 or 4 inches apart. It's not likely that you'd have any issues with that. Anyway.
Not likely, but you never know.
Well, what's maybe the best thing to do is just go in with a shovel after she's done weed whacking and knock off the top of knock them off. That should be easy to do quickly. Over. I don't know how much.
Those weeds are pretty nasty. I had happened to get one I couldn't get up with a weed whacker, so I pulled the thing out and had a root about 6 inches long, about a ½ inch diameter.
Yeah, I know they're tough. Well, that's why you weed whack them, and they don't respond very well to the weed whacking either. It beats them into a bloody pulp, but it doesn't get rid of them. All right, anyway, let's see. Anybody else before we close the 222 net? K6MYC going to 6 meters.
Yeah, I'm already seeing CW on 6 meters, so they're chomping at the bit over there. K6US.
Okay.
Check. K6US.
I hear the CW. I just got the K. Go ahead again.
Golf, Golf, Yankee.
Roger, Richard. We got your 249. Thank you very much. We'll be you can come up. I'm pointed your way now, and you're plenty strong, so you can come on sideband. Good evening to you, Phil. Good strong signal here tonight. Much better than on 40 meters, but we never missed a word from you on 40. Over.
Yeah, it was a very difficult morning, that's for sure. But you sound great here tonight. Sound good. WB6GGY, Bozo 884.
All righty. Yeah, there's your 884 in there, and maybe we'll have better luck tomorrow morning. I'm sorry I was late this morning. I overslept. I didn't wake up till 20 after 9. Over.
Yeah, well, that happens. It happens. Okay, hey, we'll let you get on with the net here, and thank you for the pickup. Thank you for the check-in. WB6GGY.
All righty. This is K6MYC beaming north on 50.140, looking for check-ins, both here and behind me.
WA6AJ 727.
249 on sideband.
1079 and 1100, K6US.
Okay, I got 2 and missed 2. 727, we've got you, Mike. Who was the, and I got you, Aaron. Who was the other one?
712.
Oh, good evening, Kerry.
Good evening, Michael. Hope you're doing well up on the hill there.
We're hanging in there. Who else was in there? It was somebody else weaker than you. Go ahead, the other one. It might have been Richard. Go ahead, Richard. KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. Yeah, I was on sideband there. Thought I'd give it a try. K6MYC, KD6BQ.
Yeah, you're fine. No problem. Very Q5. Go ahead.
Q5. And anyway, wind's been blowing like mad up here, so I was wondering if it was going to screw the propagation up. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249 in Nevada.
Well, it sounds very good to me. Richard, hang on a second. I got an intermittent for some reason in my Bluetooth, and I was trying to wiggle. I can wiggle a connector, and then it comes in, and then it goes off again. Anyway, you're fine. Not real strong, but pretty good, and I probably aren't peaked right at you. I'm being due north at the moment. KD6BQ and the group K6MYC. Anybody else up there on 6?
Whiskey 6, Mike Tango Romeo. Don't have a number.
Something Tango Romeo. Tango Romeo. Go again.
Whiskey 6, Mike Tango Romeo. No number.
K6 Mike Tango Romeo, and I don't know you. Maybe I should, but I don't know you, so I do not know your Bozo number. Go ahead.
No Bozo number. No Bozo number. This is my first time signing in. First letter of all time is Whiskey. Whiskey, over.
Okay, I'm not copying very well. Where are you located? Where are you located? Over. Is anybody copying him? Can you tell me where he's at?
Okay, so Charlie Mike 99. Charlie Mike 99. He's loud and clear here in Washoe Valley.
Okay. What's his Bozo number?
No number. This is my first time signing in.
Yeah, Mike, because he has no Bozo number. No Bozo number. First number checking in, over.
Oh, okay. We can give him a Bozo number. It would probably be 1267. Is that right, Rob?
I copy one.
Yeah, 1267 is our next one. What's his call sign? I'll make sure we don't already have him.
Whiskey 6, Mike Tango Romeo.
Did you copy that, Rob? Whiskey 6, Mexico Tango Romeo. And he's in Charlie Mike 99. What, are you in Grass Valley?
I'm at Smith Peak by Lake Davis, over.
Okay, yeah, I'm probably not pointed right at you. I'd have to come back a little bit. Hang in there. Don't run away. Don't run away. K6MTR. What's your handle? My name is Mike, over.
Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo.
Roger, Dave. Very good. Nice to meet you, and 1267 is your Bozo number, 1267. Welcome to the group here. And stand by. Let me finish with Richard, and then we'll come your way, and it'll be a better copy, I'm sure. Thank you for the help, Richard. Yeah, KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good, Mike, and good evening to you there, Dave, and welcome to your loud and clear here in Washoe Valley, just across the border here in Nevada. So anyway, we'll say our 73 to you, Mike, and I'm supposed to be going into the kitchen and getting ice cream for the wife, so I better quit talking to you. But 73 there, Mike, and welcome there, Dave. K6MYC, KD6BQ. We'll look for you on 1296 tomorrow, over.
Yeah, you better get on your horsey with a ice pack and keep that ice cream cold while you get it to the wife. 73's Richard. And does he have 1296? Does he have 1296, Richard? W6MTR, do you have 1296, over? W6MTR, K6MYC, over.
W6MTR.
Yeah, do you have other bands? Do you have 1296, over?
Other bands, yeah. I don't have the antenna hooked up right now, but I have 2 meters, 440, and 1.3 gauge.
Copy that, Mike.
Someone can do it in their control. The closest city to me is Portola, California.
You copy his closest location there is Portola, California there, Mike, over.
Yeah, I'm struggling here. I got a rotator that's locked up. I can't rotate the antenna. That's why I'm quiet here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the rotator. It doesn't want to go, over.
Okay. Yeah, stand by a bit there, Dave. He's trying to get his rotator going so he can get pointed at you a little better.
Copy.
I'm screwed, guys. I got a rotor that's locked up here. Give me about a minute. I'll be back in a minute. 1 minute, over. Rob, maybe you can pick it up with Richard.
How you doing, Richard? KD6BQ, KM6SRR.
KD6BQ. Good to hear you, Rob. Not as strong as Mike tonight, but Q5, over.
KD6BQ, KM6SRR. You got a copy of me, Richard? How about the KR6MR? John, are you copying KM6SR for the 6-meter Bozo Net? How about WA6LOL? Dave, are you copying me for the 6-meter Bozo Net? KM6SR, standing by. KM6MR.
We heard 2 words. Try it again.
Kilo Romeo 6, Mike Romeo, Bozo 759.
I hear you, John, 759. You copying him, Rob?
Yeah, I had to go down a little bit, but I've got him.
Go ahead, John. I'm fussing with the rotator controller here. It's locked up on me. And I'm going to have to play games with it. I'm going to see if I can fool it back into functioning again. I've done this before, so it's got some kind of a software glitch or something here. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, you're pretty weak. I guess you're still pointed toward Nevada. So we're not getting a very good connection right now. Over.
Yeah, I've got a copy on you, John. KR6MR, KM6SRR.
Yeah, KM6SRR, KR6MR. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, Mike's got some issues with his rotor. He's working on it there. So have you heard anybody else on tonight?
No, but I'm pretty sure Bill, KO6KD, should be popping in most any second.
Okay, yeah, he was over on the 222 band, so hopefully he's there.
Yeah, I was just chatting with him on Simplex, and it said they're calling me on 6, so I went over. So hopefully he's monitoring KR6MR.
Okay, John, let me go a little further south there, and I'll see if I can pick up Bill.
KO6KD, I'm here, but I can't hear anybody.
776, we've got you, Bill.
KO6KD, Bill, this is KM6SR, and Mike's working on his rotor.
Dream that you got me. Okay, very good, KO6KD.
You double him, Rob. Go ahead again.
Yeah, I unkeyed and heard him still talking. How you doing, Bill? KO6KD, this is KM6SRR. Yeah, Mike's working on his rotor, so we got you.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Rob. I've got a lot of noise here as what comes up once in a while, so very good. Thank you. I'm glad I got checked in. Good to hear you out here. 730, thanks.
Okay, Bill. Thanks for being there. KO6KD, KM6SRR, 73. Anybody else in the Sacramento area there? How about Darren, KJ6 WFC, is it? I hear some CW, Mike. Can you copy?
Yeah, but you're covering it. Hang on, I lost it. CW station, CW. Go again, please. You got covered up. Over. Oh, crap. N6BCC, Merle, point toward the Modesto, Rob. 1134. Roger, Merle. We got you. Go ahead, Rob. It's N6BCC. He's not hearing me.
Yeah, I had to write him down. How you doing, Merle? We got you there. Merle, N6 BCC, KM6SR with K6MYC working on his rotor. I don't know if you can hear me. This KM6SRR. I can hear some weak CW, but I don't hear any voice. CW came up. You want to try voice? Maybe I can copy.
He's saying 73.
Okay.
No, I'm dead. This rotor box has lost its brains, and no matter what I do to it, it keeps going back to zero. I recalibrated it, goes right back to zero. Keep fussing with it. Keep going. Just keep calling. You got N6RO and a bunch of others in that direction toward Merle. Over.
Okay, N6RO. Ken, you got a copy? KM6SR for the 6-meter Bozo Net. Mike has the rotator problem tonight.
Yeah, N6RO is here. I'll copy, Rob.
Got you loud, Ken. Thanks for being there.
Yeah, so one of the results.
Ask him where he was on 220.
Yeah, Mike was wondering where you were on 220.
When I came out to turn the radio on, something has changed in the exciter I use. It does not recognize the transmitter any longer. So I'm going to have to get my chief engineer to reprogram it tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like an engineer type of fix, huh? What was for dinner tonight?
Dinner is going to be Dover sole and Brussels sprouts. High temperature was 78, I believe. And nothing really new to report. They'll see you I'll see Mike anyway on 496 tomorrow, N6RO.
Okay, sounds good, Ken. Thanks for being there. N6RO, KM6SR, and the gang, 73. How about Mario in this direction? KO6 IQR. You on, Mario? I don't know if you can hear me, Mario. I think you're in there. I've got somebody down the noise, but I can't make out anything there. KM6SRR.
I don't hear anybody, Rob. I would hear them even though I'm not pointed at them. Listen, I'm in the process of fixing this thing. It's calibrating now, and I've got it fixed, but I'm all out of whack, so it's going to take me a few more minutes to get it pointed right. Over.
Okay, Mike. How about KD6, the WVL, John up there next to Mario? Are you on tonight's 6-meter Bozo Net? I think I just barely heard part of your call sign, John, so we got you checked in. Yeah, is that you, John? KD6 WVL, this KM6 SRR? It's really up and down, John. I can hear you for a little bit with the noise, and then you drop out on me.
Rob, I'm not hearing anything. Are you calling or what's going on?
I'm not hearing much. I thought I heard somebody say Whisker Victor Lima, but I can't hear anybody, Mike. This is another one of my bands that's not pointing right, so I got to guess where people are.
Well, why don't you point over toward Santa Cruz or toward Santa Cruz? You're going to hear him if he's on there. And he said he would be on 6 for sure, so let's try Tom.
Okay, I'll guess at where Tom is, and we'll see if I hear him.
I heard 680 before.
Did I hear 680?
Yeah, did you hear 680 yet?
We hear you.
Oh, I can hear you guys too. Kilo 6 Mike Tango Sierra. Delta Mike 6 Golf X-Ray over.
Yeah, we got you fine, Mark. Rob's pointed probably in the wrong direction for you, but I hear you fine. Just stand by. I've got a rotor that's locked. The box is locked up. The box is acting really weird. I keep calibrating and it keeps going back to zero. As soon as I rotate it, it goes about 5 degrees and then all of a sudden stops and locks up at zero. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it, but something's wrong in the box. I can make the rotator go, but it doesn't read out.
I'm pretty sure that would be Aaron's fault.
Sure it is. No, it's Trump's.
Hey, I got your mark directly off the back, loud and clear.
Okay. Call towards Santa Cruz or Bay Area for anybody and see if you can get somebody to help you out, Rob.
Okay, I think they should be in the Bay Area, pointing to the Bay Area. 6-meter Bozo Net, KM6SR. Anybody copy me over there? Can help get some locals? Six-meter Bozo Net, KM6SR, standing by. Nothing heard, Mike. I'll see if I can't get down towards Tom. KW6S, Tom, you on tonight for the 6-meter Bozo Net? KM6SRR with K6MYC and a broken rotor. KW6S, Tom, you on tonight, 6-meter Bozo Net, KM6SRR. KW6S, KM6SRR. KW6S, KM6SRR. KW6S, KM6SR. Tom, you on tonight for the 6-meter Bozo Net? Six-meter Bozo Net, 6-meter Bozo Net. Anybody that can hear my voice, please come now. KM6SR, standing by. Six-meter Bozo Net. Anybody can hear my voice? Please check in now. KM6SRR, standing by.
Somebody called in. Who was the caller? Go ahead again, please. I heard a station that called in and checked in, or was that you, Mark? Somebody called in. Try it again. I wasn't paying attention. Please go ahead again. Kilowatt 6, Mike Yankee Charlie Bozo Net, over. May as well kill it tonight. Real done, Rob. I don't know. This rotor's doing all kinds of. And it's not the rotator. It's the control box that's screwed up. Rotor's fine. It wants to rotate, but it's locked up in some direction, and it's not taking commands. It's doing all kinds of giving me the weird numbers, and when I put a number in, it gives me something else. It's just totally goofy. So we might as well kill it. Anybody else for the 6-meter Bozo Net that's copying me? K6MYC. I don't know where I'm pointed. The rotor ran a long time before without reading anything, so I don't know where I'm pointed. But nobody's coming back, so I guess we can just let it go, Rob.
So loud up here in Nevada.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, my station's not up to par, so I'm not much good in certain areas, and then being off 30 degrees.
Stand by, Richard.
Where I'm pointing.
Okay, Richard's still copying me, so apparently I'm still pointed due north. Nothing's changed. The rotor, all it wants to do is go north. Richard, turn off your damn magnet, will you?
Oh, you found out my trick. I did it deliberately.
I know you did, you booger.
Yeah, well, see, now you got to start out pointing up here all the time.
Well, I did. I started pointing that way. That was my big mistake. I can't get away from your magnet.
Yeah, now I just have to get a magnet for all the...
KJ6TYO 1009.
There's 1009, Rob. Hi, Ron. Stand by, Richard. We're getting other check-ins, even though I'm pointed wrong.
Roger, I'll just stand by.
Roger, thank you.
Yeah, we got a copy on you, Ron. Thanks for being there. KJ6TYO, KM6SRR.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
TYO enjoying the day off.
Yeah, I bet you are. I hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend there. 7-3, Ron.
7-3.
I'm going to turn this box off, Rob, and I'll come in here in the morning and I'll redo everything and it'll be fine.
Yeah, that figures so.
Yeah. Done it to me once before. I went through I went for about a week waiting for Franks to come in and see what the hell was wrong with it and change wiring or check the wiring or something. And then I thought, well, I'll just, it was stuck on north, so I recaled it, just not accidentally, but recaled it. I just calibrated it to read 330 instead of 360 or 0. And so it didn't work at first, but I turned the box off, and then I came in the next morning and turned the box on. It was still reading 330. I touched it. It took right off and went. It's been working fine for the last 2 weeks until tonight. Over.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm looking at the chat room, and I see that KO6IQR was in there welcoming the new guy, and he's going to try his Delta loop, so I think he's on.
He probably is, but I can't hear him, and you can't hear him. What happened was his mast fell over, and he broke the 6-meter Yagi that he had. It's all twisted up and pointed in 16 different directions. So he's limping along on a temporary antenna. But go ahead and tell him on the chat room that he's checked in. If I could have turned toward him, I'm sure I would have heard him even on the Delta loop.
Yeah, I can try going back up there again.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's right just about 5 degrees more to the north from N6RO for me. So, Mario, if you're copying on the stream, just stand by. We'll try to get you. Rob's going to come up your way. I probably won't hear you because I'm stuck on north here temporarily. Hopefully it'll be fixed by next week again. I gave up. I turned the box off, let it cool. When it cools down and it turns back on, sometimes it works, and then it never fails again. I leave it on all the time. Damn thing.
Okay, I think I'm in your direction, Mario. KO6IQR, KM6SRR, and the gang for the 6-meter Bozo Net. Do you copy? KO6IQR, KM6SRR.
think I'm hearing anything.
Well, of course, I happen to have a cat that figures this is time for him to be involved.
Of course. By the way, Mario's number is 1189 if you don't have it there.
No, I got his number memorized. I got 1179 there, KD6 WVL, because I think I heard part of his call sign.
Yeah, 1179 and 1189 for Mario.
KO6 IQR, KO6 IQR, KM6 SRR. Mario, you got a copy now? Well, in the chat, I think he said he tried. He said he'd catch us tomorrow. KW6S, Tom, you on tonight for the 6-meter Bozo Net? KM6SR, standing by. I have a slight chance that Lee's copying me. AF6 United. Lee, are you on the 6-meter Bozo Net tonight? KM6SRR, standing by. I didn't hear Ben on tonight either, Mike.
What'd you say, Rob?
I didn't hear Ben on tonight either.
I didn't hear Ben either. I was thinking Ben would be in here earlier. We did get Kerry, of course. Kerry was good. I didn't get a chance to talk to him much, so.
Well, I don't know if we got anybody else down south, so I guess that's it, huh?
Yeah, I'm stuck again. I went back in and I recaled it to 90 degrees just to see. I reset the heading to 90 to see if it would go from 90 either way. It won't go either way from 90 either. It just errors out and says, nope, it ain't going. So it's either jammed up or broken wire or the box is totally barfed.
Yeah, did you have another control box?
Yeah, I do, but it's difficult for me to put it on anymore because of I can't see the lugs and the screws.
Okay. Maybe we should get a plug on there. You just unplug one and plug the other one in.
Sure that I didn't understand what you were talking about. Get a plug on there and just plug it in. You'd have to have a plug then on every one of the controllers.
Well, yeah, on the two controllers you're going to use for that particular station, if you put a plug on your station and then a plug on each of the controllers, you'd be able to interchange the controllers easily.
Yes, you could do that if you had two dedicated controllers. The controller that is the free one is a floater. He goes anywhere, and so it would have to be taking the connector off and on and off and on, depending on where it gets used. It doesn't matter. If the problem gets solved the right way, I won't have to deal with it. So it's something that's gone wrong in this box, I think, and it does it every now and then, and it gets its head tangled up. But the funny part of it is it worked absolutely perfectly for 2 weeks. I've been using it on regularly here, and it hasn't given me any trouble at all, not one time. So why it starts this is beyond me. It seems to be something that's triggered when I get up around north, and I don't know why.
Well, I think you had a good guess. Their magnet up there is messing you up.
Yeah, the magnet that he's got there at Wassaw Valley is immense. Anyway, Richard, if you're still listening, good evening to you. We're going to pull the cork on the operation here and go have a cold glass of water and cool down a little bit. Hi. 7-3. See you tomorrow on 1296 KD6BQ K6MYC. I think he went away already.
Yeah, this is super exciting what we're doing right now. Okay, Mike, I counted 18. Haha, wow. A couple more than 222. K6MYC, KM6SR, we'll say 73.
Okay, so you got 16 on 222 and 18 on 6?
Yep, that's best I can tell. So I don't know if Mark's still out there or Aaron's still out there. 73 guys, KM6SR, going QRT.
Mark is no longer here.
Okay, well, Mark Imposter, tell Mark that we missed him, and thanks for being on earlier.
7-3, Rob, K6MTS.
7-3, Mark, good evening. Hopefully you had a good weekend there.
Oh, yeah, it was great, Mike. Swap meet was a blast, but the rest of it was good, too. Thanks. 7-3.
7-3.
And we'll catch you guys on 1296 tomorrow, K6US.
Thank you, Aaron. Good night for now. I've got this box disconnected. By the way, I unplugged it so I could calibrate, because I can't do that when the box is talking to your stuff. So I unplugged the RS-232 on the back of it. You probably noticed that.
Yes, yeah, I was going to try to move it to see if I could send any commands to it, and then it wasn't returning anything. I'm like, oh, he probably unplugged the cable. No worries, you're stuck where you are anyways. So we'll catch you tomorrow night in the barn, K6US.
Alrighty. Night for now, K6MYC, going to shut her down.
Good night, Mike. Thanks for running the net, KD6BQ.
7-3, Richard. Obviously, I'm still stuck up in your magnet there.
Yeah, I kept trying to turn off the switch, but it's stuck.
Oh, you've what you've done is you've made a magnet out of it. Now you polarized it with the coil, and you turn the switch off, and it's holding its magnet.
Yep, it won't let go.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll dissipate by morning. Put a bleeder magnet on it.
Good rest of the evening there, and we'll look for you on 1296 tomorrow. K6MYC, KD6BQ 73.
Yeah, well, it's clear you don't have any bleeder magnets on that thing.
Yeah, we need bleeder magnets, right?
That's it. 2 bleeder magnets, one on each side of 2 different values.
Yeah, to draw the magnetic field down.
That's it. Or at least point the damn thing in another direction. Point it over toward Iran and suck all the weapons out of their hands, would you?
Yeah, that's a good plan.
I like it. Good night, all.
Yeah, good night, Mike. KD6BQ clear.
Hey, Aaron, K6US, you still on? Mark was trying to call you.
Yeah, I know. I heard. Hi, Mark. Good night, Mark. K6US.
Oh, hey, Aaron. Good night.
Had to wait for all the other traffic to clear. It's all good, Rob. We'll catch you later. K6US.
Good night.